Craftiana, today we'll be customizing a graduation cap and it all starts in Cricut Design Space. So I'm going in with my graduation topper template that I created. It's basically just a square and my measurements are 9.3 by 9.3. Then I create a circle and I put it in the center of that and I just slice it out. And that's how you get my graduation topper. You can find that tutorial on my Facebook and my TikTok page at Brand So Crafty if you need a more detailed tutorial on how to get that topper. So then I go over here to my images. I'm going to click on a heart EKG. I find an image I like, and this topper template thing, this square, this is basically our graduation cap. So I need everything to fit inside here. However, this EKG, we're going to tweak it a little bit so it can hang off. I'm going to slice that off and draw a little line because I'm going to be blinging and rhinestone on top of that. So that's going to hang out a little bit, but that's fine because we're gonna have to just finagle and finesse that because it didn't line up evenly how I needed it to. So now I'm gonna go over here to text and I'm gonna type in the word next. She wanted the words next up nursing school up on this, so I'm typing in the word next, and then I'm gonna go over here to fonts. I'm gonna click on the fonts and I'm gonna find a font I like. I believe the font I end up choosing is called BFC Athlete, Craftiana. So yes, it is. It's BFC Athlete. I click the font I like, and next I'm gonna type in the word up, and the up is already in the font that I like, and I just play with the measurements and I'm lining it up on these edges and I'm just adjusting it to the size whatever it fits up into this cap topper template. Excuse me. So I'm just making sure that's a size I want. I'm making sure it fits in the space and nothing is looking too crowded. Then I go over here to text. I click on nursing school again. And the font I end up choosing is backpack. I am going to go through a few fonts and see what I like best. But I do end up settling on the first font I picked, which is called backpack. So I'm adjusting this and I'm placing this where I want it to be. So nursing school is going to be right under this EKG heart thing. So I'm still over here finagling with these dang fonts. Like I just didn't have it right the first time and I should have stayed there back to where we started from, Craftiana. Okay, sometimes I just be doing stuff to do it. So nursing school, I'm aligning that and I'm making sure it stay in the confines of this square because again, this template, this pink background template is our graduation cap, and we want everything to fit inside that. So I'm making sure I adjust it and make sure everything fits in there. Okay, so this is our so she didn't want the word up, she wanted the word stop, so I had to go back and fix that. It was already in the font that I wanted, BFC Athlete. So I'm adjusting the size and playing with that, make sure it creates this little nice squared off tip up there. So I'm just playing and adjusting that. I don't have no specific measurements for that. I'm just adjusting and adjusting to I like how it fits. So you just have to play it. This is basically a mock-up image of what our actual cap is going to look like. This is our design, so we want everything to look right here, so when we go to cut it out with our vinyl, our cardstock, and etc., that it looks right and lines up right because it's right on the computer screen, right, Craftiana? So I'm adjusting that to how I want it, and I'm finagling that, and it's taking me a while to get this right, but it'll be all right. It'll be all right, Craftiana. It will be all right. Excuse me. Then I'm going to go over here to images because she also wanted some butterflies up on here. So I'm going to click on images and I'm going to type in butterflies. I don't know if I mentioned already, but I do pay for Cricut access. So I don't know what features you'll have access to if you don't, but you can always find different images on Google and other places to get your images if you use something else. This is just my method. So I'm going to scroll down over here and I'm going to find some images I like, Craftiana. Okay, I gotta find a cute little butterfly. Like, you know, I don't want nothing too crazy detailed because weeding all that out is gonna be annoying. So I'm just gonna find some images. I think I like this. I'm gonna take those. I probably ungroup them, and they not fitting where I need them to fit. So let's find some more, Craftiana. It's basically a trial and error, not trial and error, but find what you like and play with it and see if it fit on whatever you're working. So I go with this butterfly. I'm going to go over here to the right. I'm going to duplicate it so I can have more than one of these images. And I'm just going to put it on this graduation cap to see where I like it fit, adjusting the size to wherever area I want that in to make sure it fits nice and well. Okay, you can play with the sizes of this. Make it to your liking, Craftiana. Everything is customized, right? So we're just adjusting that. Oops, undo that, because I didn't mean to do that. Okay, excuse me. And everything is color coordinated. So the words are going to be in silver. So I have them in that grayish color. The heart EKG is going to be in red. So I have that red. So my base is going to be pink. So that's why that capper topper is pink. So everything is color coordinated so I can see the vision. And when I cut it out, it's already color coordinated. So here's another butterfly, and I'm just going to size that down. If I could hurry up, sometimes I get irritated with myself. I'm sorry, Crafty, and I'm just gonna size that down and play with that and see where I want that. I probably duplicate it to create another one. So we're getting somewhere. I'm liking what's going on so far. Remember that red will be rhinestone. The rest of this will be cardstock. So I'm changing the color of these butterflies to pink because they'll all be on some shade of pink cardstock, and I want those all to cut out as one. So after I got everything aligned and where I want it to be, this is the design. Now we're going to go over here. We're going to click on make it. And voila, ta-da, I'm going to click on mat because I'm cutting everything on the mat. Then I'm going to confirm that. I really should remember this selection. So this is going to cut out our words first, nursing school. So I'm going to go in with some silver cardstock craft down. I'm using some silver glitter card stock, okay, to cut this out on. So after that, we go to the mat. So here's my cardstock, and I'm just placing this on my mat, flatten that down, making sure it's nice and stuck. I believe I use my brayer to smooth that out and make sure it's nice and adhered there as well, because I don't need that moving when I go to cut this. If it moves and mess up my images and my words, and I don't have time for that to grab the other. Okay, so I put it in my Cricut. I let her cut that out. Now it's time to weed this out. Let me tell you something. I tried to do something and it didn't work out how I wanted it to go, and I had to, you're about to see. So I'm just going to cut this excess cardstock off that I didn't cut out, because we can use that for another project. Okay, reduce, reuse, recycle, and don't let no material go to waste. Okay, so I'm going to peel this up, and I just cut this on a glitter cardstock setting. Just a glitter cardstock. I believe this cardstock came from Hobby Lobby or Michael's. Came from one of the two. So I'm carefully weeding this off, and next thing you know, I'm left with all my little words and stuff on this mat, all my little images. And then I'm going to take my little, so what I wanted to do and I was hoping for, oh, let me weed all this little stuff out first. So what I was hoping for was to put my transfer tape on there and move this all together at once. You'll see how that just didn't go how I envisioned Craftiana after I weeded all the little inside pokey bits or whatever not needed out. So I'm going to take my transfer tape, and I was hoping that this was just going to pick all this up in one piece and I was going to be able to lay it up on my base. That ain't go like that. That ain't go like that, Craftiana. That ain't go like that. And I'm over here saying, oh, it's going to work. It's going to work. I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful. I got to lay it on top of there. So I took a bigger piece for this part. And I'm like, yeah, I got that. I'm going to peel it, my mat from that. And baby, these words just, it didn't do. It didn't do what it didn't do. Okay. I end up having to glue these on one by one and align them up one by one, Craftiana. So yeah, that didn't work out for me like I thought it was work. But in hindsight, a lot of people told me to use HTV, heat transfer vinyl, for my words, and I will be giving that a try next time. So I cut out my graduation top template. I'm using some E6000, and I'm just putting some glue directly on this cap. I cut out every little piece. My cap template template is the first piece. That is that square that we put on, that 9x3 by 9x3 square, and I'm just placing that on there, making sure that's nice and glued down. I have to adjust it to the right side, and I make sure that's laid down in the here really, really well, Craftiana. Okay, so now I'm going to lay out all my images to see where I need them to be. So I'm putting everything down before I glue anything permanently. I need it to line up first. So here's my little decal with some regular vinyl, and I'm putting this on there. Excuse me, and I'm using my transfer tape, and now I'm going to go in with some glue. This is a raggedy tutorial. I am so sorry, Craftiana. I should have did this a long time ago because I do not remember. I'm going in with some glue. I'm using Clean the Bling, and I'm just placing that on the back of this permanent vinyl because permanent vinyl will not stick to any unsmooth surface. This cardstock is not a smooth surface, so I need that glue to put it on there. And I'm over here finagling and finessing, trying to get that to lay down. In hindsight, I would have used heat transfer vinyl, would have been an easier process, but I'm doing what I got to do, Craftiana. I'm doing what I got to do. So you see I'm laying that and it don't reach from end to end. Don't worry about that. I use my little Sharpie and I draw some lines and make it connect how it got to connect. And I'm cutting that excess off on that corner and doing what I got to do. Okay, Craftiana, that's laid down. And as you can see, I glued that down. Now I'm going in with my little Cling the Bling glue. You can use your E6000, whatever, liquid fusing, and just glue these letters down. As you can see, I had it laid out already in the section. I had it already. The design is what we created in Cricut Design Space, Craftiana. So the design was already there. Now we just got to bring it to life. So I'm gluing those one by one by one. Next time, use heat transfer vinyl brands. Okay, just use the heat transfer vinyl because this annoyed me doing this. So I lined up my nursing school again, and I'm just gluing that one by one by one. Same process. Oh, really just the same process, gluing these all down. Now I thought I had footage of me blinging out the little decal, the EKG, but apparently I don't. So, but that's pretty much the final product. And I put a little rhinestone border trim around the edge of it, a SS16 rhinestone trim around the edge of that to line it up. And I went in the middle with that. Yeah, like, comment, subscribe. I'm sorry, Craftiana. I'll do better next time. Sorry.